Morning everyone, welcome to hopefully the last video of hauling manure. We started 19 days ago at the liquid manure lagoon, pumped that out in about 7, and we've been in the corrals ever since then, every day scooping these suckers out. And you're looking at what's left. It's the last corral. We just got to clean up the edges, got a bit of slop on the side here. We'll get those last 5 or 6 loads in the wagon and we can be done with this job. It's been a bit of a rough go here towards the end. 2 days ago, the front of our bunning manure spreader fell off. So there's an extra cage and that just fell right down as I was leaving a corral. It was full of manure and it fell down on our hydraulic hoses. Kind of buggered those up a little bit. Just something we had to deal with. We did not have to replace any hoses yet. You guys can see they're chewed up pretty aggressively and that sucks. Yeah, right here is another pretty bad spot for the hydraulic hoses, but we're still able to run. It's a little inconvenient when you got to scoop a bunch of slop in there because it spills over the front obviously, but we're still able to haul. That happened when I had 1.5 corrals left. Luckily not too much to haul. So yeah, anyway, once we finish up with this, we're gonna clean the loader, clean that tractor, drop the bunning manure spreader off. Oh, that sucks. I don't know if you guys can spot the difference, but yikes. Front of my manure wagon's broken. It's such a nice load too. I hope none of these hydraulic lines are buggered. That's it. The last load. 19 days, 9 corrals, the manure lagoon. And this is it, the last load. Man. Feels pretty good. Why are you guys taking half loads?
Half loads? It's heavy enough, I think.
She's stacked pretty high. Maybe you guys can help me put the corral back in.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Party.
Party time.
And that's lots of poop, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Come on. We're all done hauling, so that means we get to clean the equipment. Always so much fun to do this. I already went ahead and soaked the wheel loader. The manure that's toughest to get off is always the stuff that cakes on and dries onto the equipment. But if you pre-soak it and do a good job of that, it should come off a lot easier. See how quickly we can get this bugger cleaned off. And then once we do a good job on the outside, we're gonna lift the hood and we're gonna foam the engine and clean that as well. One thing you notice pretty quick when you're pressure washing something like this off, which is gonna take you hours, your hand gets pretty tired of holding the handle. So you just put a zip tie on it and it actually works pretty good. You put the zip tie on, not too tight, and then you can slide it up and still back it off. But that way you don't have to hold it down the whole time. So. Well, that is one clean wheel loader. We'll come back tomorrow, open the hood, and foam the engine and clean it all. We even got the fronts really clean too, in and around the bucket. There's a bunch of flaking paint, which is unfortunate, but still got it pretty clean. Even back in between everywhere. In underneath those cylinders. Still not perfect, but it should be good enough. We have a shower in the barn. I'm gonna go make good use of that right now, and then go home. Morning, it's the next day. I'm still gonna finish cleaning off the equipment, but me and Dad are taking a calf room out, and instead of wheeling it back and forth with a wheel loader like we usually do, summertime now and the wagon's hooked up, so we'll use the skid steer and we'll dump straight into that budding manure spreader. We like to get it parked nice and tight up against the calf barn, and then we can stay on the concrete pad here with the skid steer. Don't tear up any gravel in the process. You can see there, she's pretty snug, but if you have one guy out there looking, making sure you're not gonna hit anything, then you can do that. Finished up in the calf barn, so now we're gonna clean the engine on our case loader. Yesterday we cleaned the whole outside, now we're gonna clean the inside. Let that hood go all the way up. So that's the foam gun we're gonna be using, and we're gonna be using TNT Cleaner 2.0. This is MS Schippers, and that's the logistics center that we toured in Holland. That's where this stuff comes from, so pretty cool. And yeah, we're gonna use this to clean the engine. So we just finished soaking the whole engine bay. Had quite a bit of foam left over, so we covered a bunch of the machine as well. But you can see it's just chewing away at that grease, the oil, and any kind of dirty buildup inside the engine. Didn't even spray it wet before I did this. That foam was just biting it all off. Pretty cool stuff. Waited about 10 minutes. Now we're just gonna grab the regular pressure washer and rinse it all off with water, and it should be good as new. So everything is nice and clean now. Probably gonna get some comments asking if this is a good idea to do to the engine. It's not 100% good, of course. Spraying water on the engine, there's a bunch of electrical stuff in there. But on the other hand, having a really dirty engine is also pretty bad, just because you get buildup on the engine block and stuff needs to stay cool in there. And if it's caked up with mud and manure, that's really bad too, because it's just gonna get warmer and warmer. And you won't be able to see leaks or broken wires or anything you can't see on an engine is bad. So it's basically pick your poison, I guess. Well, we're all done with this thing anyway. I'm gonna drive it beside the shop. We're gonna vacuum out the cab yet, because that's kind of the last dirty thing on this machine. And then we'll be done with it, park it in the shed, and we'll pull that thing up, get that thing cleaned off. Well, there you go, guys. That's 2 clean pieces of equipment. We took all of the solids just off by hand, off of that manure spreader, on top of the bearings, on top of those beaters, and the axles underneath. So we just took a bunch of the solid manure off of that thing. Didn't pressure wash it. That's a really big job that we just want to maybe do once a year. So didn't do that, but that's okay. Tractor, loader, perfectly clean. We're all done hauling solid and liquid manure for the spring. I couldn't be happier, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one.